Right, this is going to be a quick Fascia Yoga flow for basically my lower body. I just finished hiking and I'm just going to do these stretches. This would be great before workout or after. So first of all, I'm going to do the fronts of my lower leg, and if you need something for balance to hang on to, but this just feels so good to curl those toes and push through here. Hallelujah, it feels amazing. All right, just get some movement in there. I'm gonna drop it all the way back. I'm gonna go into my quad stretch. So our quads, we could do this stretch every day. Remember, if you're new, go up next to a wall or have something, a chair or something in front of you. You don't want to work on your balance right now. I'm working on stretching out. And to get a little deeper, I'm going to bring my arm up. I'm going to look up, and I'm going to turn. This is stretching into that psoas. The more arch we get, I'm going to bring my arms forward and just turn. If you need to hang on to something for balance, hold on and just twist to one side. Movement is medicine, so get as much movement in here as you can. Maybe kick that ball back down to your foot. Just feel a different stretch in there. Maybe come down to your elbows if it's in your practice. Kind of getting into that lizard pose, kicking that other knee out to the side. I'm rocking back and forth. Just feeling like that fascia's melting. I'm twisting my back foot. I always say we don't get old and get stiff. We get stiff and we get old. So whatever you're doing, just keep on moving. Dropping it down. And I'm going to stretch out that quad. You can see how squishy my ball is. I do not like an overinflated ball because I really like to let my body, just kind of melt into that ball and support me rather than being up on top of it. So you can just see I'm kind of bouncing around now, stretching out the front, this quad. And then if it's in your practice, come up and extend through. So you can see I have a bigger arch now. I can bring this up. Maybe you're here, wherever your stretch is. Maybe you're here. Maybe you hold on to the ball. Maybe looking back makes you dizzy. Whatever you like. Maybe you're bouncing forward and backward. Your stretching should not be painful. You don't want to push through thinking, I'm going to be tough and really stretch this. You want to think more about think about stretching taffy and working it, or if you're making dough, you just don't pull and have it break. You work into it. Okay. All right. A little bit on my inner thigh since I'm here. Usually, people's inner thighs are tight. We don't stretch them very often, so just put my knee up there in a comfortable spot. And then I just work it back and forth. So I not only roll back and forth on the ball, but I can also hold and go forward and backward. Whatever you need to stretch, maybe coming forward, maybe frogging your feet, maybe bringing them out, maybe pushing into the knee and moving that leg. That feels really good to get some internal and external rotation. Give it a try. Remember, you're probably not as flexible as I am. I've been stretching my whole life. It's not something you compare your flexibility to someone else. You just compare it to your own and do what your body needs. So now I want to get this whole long adductor, inner thigh, whatever you need to get that stretch, pointing and flexing. You can come down on your elbows. It just feels amazing. All right, and let's go to the other side. All right, so I'm gonna start. I can turn and face the other way. Just start with the front here. Post my tibialis And I'm just curling my feet and getting some movement. Hold on to whatever you need for balance or practice your balance. It's up to you. I'm just here to guide you. Make it your own. Oh, that feels so good. So I do encourage you to let a little more air out than what you think, because it just makes it more pleasant. It just like supports your body and you're not like, trying to hold on. All right, so I'm working into this hip flexor stretch. My hip flexor or psoas. So right in here, if it's in your practice, come on up. You can look up. Both hands. You can lean to the side. A little movement. And get some rotation. And release. I'm going to pull this forward. And now I'm getting this quad, rectus, femoris, quad muscles, maybe shifting left and right. Make sure that you're stable. Oh, it feels so good. You know, if you have your ball flat enough, maybe even lean back. All right, going to continue stretching and pushing, continuing the movement. And I do like to encourage you to breathe, of course, but really use your breath, inhaling and exhaling with intention. Helps slow down the nervous system, delivers oxygenated blood, just feels good, takes your mind off the stretch. Come up, do a little bending. All right, and get into that inner thigh. I am sporting my new Geo print by Savvy. I just recently launched an athleisure wear clothing line business, and yeah, if you have any questions or you want more information about it, want to join me or be a customer, I will put the link in the comments. So comfortable. It's like Lululemon, but less expensive. Who doesn't want that, right? And a little bit, some of their stuff is a little trendier. What I'm wearing, the Geo print here, is in between the Lululemon Align and Wonder Under as far as compression. And they are super amazing. You can see they're not shifting on me at all. And I wore them on an 8-mile hike and now yoga, and they're still just perfect. All right, and I always get compliments when I wear my Savvy. Pointing and flexing. This feels so good. Oh, love it, love it, love it. All right, and then come in, do a little bend, get in that posterior hip. So right now I'm in this left side, in that posterior hip capsule. Kind of have my heel tucked here into my hip flexor area. And if you want to make it a bigger stretch, you can line your leg up. You know, just be careful you don't roll off your ball. Safety first. And just move it around. You can line that leg up. You can roll over. This feels amazing. Maybe look back at your navel. Release, and let's go to the other side. And you will have one side that is a little tighter than the other. So right here in this truncanator, posterior hip, your rotators, just kind of work through that. A little bit of movement, slow, and I really feel it when I go left to right. And then I'm going to bend over the ball. so good. And just gonna finish it out. Gonna stand on my toes for a minute here. Stretch, show you from the back. I'm stretching this plantar fascia. And I'll just go ahead and collapse my hands, open up that chest while I'm stretching my feet. And overhead. And circle back. We're still stretching our feet. All of my weight is going through from my glutes down through my heels and toes, stretching those feet. Release. Okay, it feels really good to pound them out now. All right, and now let's just do a back fascia line. So I'm gonna put my foot into the ball. I'm gonna come up, and I'm gonna, my back is flat, and I'm just gonna pump that foot. Pump, 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 pump. I'm gonna straighten this leg. I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna look back at my navel. As I melt down towards my thighs. And I'm gonna gently pump my foot. Release, other foot, push that into the ball. Give it some pumps, wake up that calf. Make sure your foot is flat. You're distributing the weight through all of the entire ball, not just one area. Straighten it out. Calm down. Woo, I feel this one. Chin to chest. Looking back at the navel. Melting towards my thighs, towards the ball, down and in, doubling over. A little pump. And release. All right. Nice. So like I said, this is great to do pre-workout. It's nice to have your shortened muscles lengthened before you work them. And of course, it always feels good after. But yeah, have a great day.